Hey everybody, it's Josh with vlog number 1, or maybe 2. I'm not entirely sure when this is going to get uploaded. I'll figure that out later. This is probably not going to be part of the video. Wait, what? Anyway, let's just jump to the main topic. Fantastic Four sucking. Okay, see, I can only imagine that everybody at Marvel right now is just going crazy with happiness, alright? Just that this movie failing is the best thing that happened to them in a while, okay? The Schadenfreude. The Schadenfreude. Because really, all this failure does is bring the Fantastic Four closer to being back home at Marvel where they belong, okay? And this movie wasn't, it wasn't like it was a real movie. Like, it was the 4th Fantastic Four movie, and the only reason they made it was to keep the Fantastic Four rights at Fox. But I'm pretty sure they still wanted to make some money off of it. And honestly, it was such a good ad campaign, in my opinion, okay? It was a really good ad campaign. It was the edging of ad campaigns, all right? They just let all the excitement and anticipation build up. Never let you release it though. You don't get that release. Just let it build up until finally they just let it all out. Let it all out, you know, all the trailers and the promos and the TV spots. But see, what they did right in that was they never let enough out to where it ruins the plot of the movie. Alright, they didn't make the mistake Sony did with The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like, by the time the movie came out, everybody saw about 45 minutes of it and they knew exactly what would happen. And you can at least say that with Fox, you know, they didn't go that route. Because a lot of very bad movies make a lot of money. The Twilight series comes to mind. So what it comes down to is fan base and ad campaign. It's Fantastic Four, it's Marvel, fan base is there. Ad campaign was very, very good. And I think what Marvel's gonna consider this as a victory for them because they made sure to distance themselves from the Fantastic Four so people wouldn't see the movie. Now, you know, they distanced themselves from the Fantastic Four. They canceled the comic book, made some of the characters less important in the comic books. They wanted the fan base to know that this was not their property. All right, and as far as they're concerned, it worked. Movie's terrible, making no money. So what does this ultimately mean for the Fantastic Four? Well, number one, what it means is that shared universe that Fox wants so bad, yeah, that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Right now, Fantastic Four is poison. They're not gonna ruin the X-Men, which has been very good lately with the Fantastic Four. So that shared universe is not gonna happen. One of two things is gonna happen. One, they're just gonna shelve it until it's time to make another one, keep the rights back, and that's how it's just gonna go. Or number two, they're gonna make a Sony-esque deal with Marvel to bring the Fantastic Four over to Marvel, let them have some control, keep it in that universe, and kind of split the money. Because, see, Fox is not giving up Fantastic Four like that. If X-Men First Class taught them anything, it's that a franchise can be ruined by a few bad movies, namely Origins Wolverine and X-Men 3, but then revived by a few good movies, First Class and Days of Future Past. So they know if they just make a good movie, then it's just gonna skyrocket it back up because the superhero market is hot right now. So they want that. So of course I, pretty much like everybody else, wants the Fantastic Four to go back to Marvel. So I want that latter deal to happen. You know, they share the characters basically, but Marvel gets more control. So dream scenario here because they can't really do anything else with the current phases because the Fantastic Four is just too big, you know, the universe is too big for that, you know, for that team to just go right into the universe right now. So maybe after Inhumans comes out or when it's coming out, they'll announce that Phase 4 or Volume 2, Phase 1 has the Fantastic Four in it and introduce Galactus as the big bad of that phase. Because he fits every description you need for it. Thanos will be done. You need somebody who's big and who needs to seem unbeatable and has, you know, goals of universal destruction, world destruction, and who better than Galactus? And he has so much mythos around him that you can just do whatever you want with him. And then of course you can introduce Silver Surfer in a movie. That would be the perfect segue to introduce more of a galactic element in Marvel, along with Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain Marvel. It would be amazing if in Captain Marvel, since that's a later phase, that's a later, movie that's coming out, we'll have Silver Surfer in it maybe, if this deal can go through quick enough. Because we see what they did with Spider-Man, right? They kept us on the edge of our seats waiting. Will they, won't they, will they, won't they? Until finally they're just like, yeah, he's gonna be in it, and he's gonna be in Civil War, super short notice. In this case, they have a much longer period of time to try to figure that kind of stuff out. So hopefully we get some cool stuff like that happening in later phases, since clearly Fox does not know what to do with that Fantastic Four. They just can't handle it. They just really can't. They can barely handle X-Men. We see how that first series of it crashed and burned, and they basically had to do a soft reboot. So we see that they're not the best at handling these situations, and hopefully they'll come back home to Marvel. First family, baby. Well, all right, everybody, that's it for this one. If you like what I'm doing, please like, please subscribe. I feed off of it. I'll see you next time.